Okay, we are back in the room and he has arrived. We've got actually two amazing guests back to back lined up shortly. We've also got Kez, Wickham St George, coming in a little while. So it's going to be really great to see her again. But welcome to the amazing Kynan Bright from Skills Strategy International. Thanks for coming in, Kynan. How did you find it? Did you find my directions okay?
Well, I've managed to find the Commonwealth Bank and then sort of looked around from there. Fortunately, the place is well signposted, so
fantastic.
Not too difficult.
I tell you why, because I think the whole sat-nav thing hasn't updated, and IPL radio used to actually be called Inspire, and when we moved, the whole sat-nav didn't actually update, so people kind of go around the houses.
We've had similar problems with our offices. We run events, and Google Maps sent people to the old office, and
I get it.
I get it. Challenge.
Well, it's great to have you here. So thank you for coming. So I have been talking to you up because I have a soft spot for Skills Strategies International in Mandurah, because I've actually been very fortunate and been able to present a couple of events, and we've worked together. But before I kind of get into my excited tone and kind of beat your drum, I'd like you to maybe, if you can, just explain to the listeners, who is Skills Strategies International? What do you guys do?
Well, Skills Strategies International is a registered training organisation, which is we've got offices in Balcatta, and more recently we've become a lot more active in the Mandurah area. Having said that, Skills Strategies has actually been around in Mandurah for about 25 years. We celebrated our 25th anniversary last year. It started in Mandurah. A bit of momentum died off. When I came on board start of 2019, my goal was really to get the office humming down here, which I think we've managed to achieve to a large extent.
I agree with that. I totally do. You can actually see, you can feel the energetic vibe when you go there. It's a hustling, bustling place. And so it's a hub, isn't it? It's a great resource for the community there.
Very much so. We're mostly sort of involved in fee-for-service training, but we also have a couple of government contracts that are really good for local people. The main one I work on is the Entrepreneurship Facilitation Service, or I just call it EFS because Entrepreneurship Facilitation Service is quite a mouthful.
It is, absolutely. But that sings to my heart, because Karen and I are both Osmanpreneurs, and we try and, put women in particular, but guys out there, you're included as well, in touch with amazing places that can actually help support their new business journey or their existing business journey. So what kind of courses do you offer there to help people?
All right. The entrepreneurship side of things is totally free. Well, I say free, but I prefer fully funded, because it's funded by the Australian federal government.
Okay.
So it isn't going to cost people anything to sort of participate, particularly in our workshops. Also do one-to-one coaching with people to help them sort of get their business going in the right direction.
That's brilliant.
And we also do a skill set which is based off a Western Australian COVID recovery skill set.
Right.
But it's all the basics on how to actually operate your business. I always say that the best baker in town doesn't necessarily run the best bakery. So it's about people sort of getting some of those skills that they need to be able to run the business.
They need to succeed, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the government want. They want people to succeed in their businesses.
And so, you've obviously mentioned that you've been going for quite some time. What other things do you do? Because I think when I was there, you were doing some aged care training as well. There was an aged care training facility.
The aged care is a big part of what we do, and that's actually quite a heavily subsidised course. And of course, there is heaps of aged care work available in the area.
Yep.
Basically, I think we've got something like about a 98.5% success rate. People who complete the course, they get jobs.
Wow.
The only times when they haven't is when there's things they haven't told us. If you've got an extensive criminal record, you're not going to get a job in aged care.
Yep.
But if you complete the course and you don't have any of those sorts of issues, then you're going to get work.
And who can apply for those kind of courses?
Look, absolutely anyone. If you're West Australian resident, then you're pretty much entitled to the subsidies that are available there.
Wow. So it's you said it's actually heavily discounted. So that's what that it really does make a difference, because people at the moment, with kind of hikes in petrol fuel prices across the board, everyone's trying to hold on to their money as long as possible, and they want to spend it more wisely. So it's great to hear that a lot of these kind of training courses are funded.
Yep. Now, the other one that we're working on a lot is around hospitality skills, because, of course, hospitality and tourism are huge in the Mandurah area.
Yeah.
We've been doing a whole lot of work with Holy Moly, who are eventually going to, Rockingham and Mandurah are on their plans.
Okay.
So that's a little bit down the track. But
I don't know who Holy Moly are. I'm sorry. Maybe I should, but I don't know who they are.
Oh, look, they are so cool. They refer to all their staff as mother funners.
Okay. That's a little sailing close to the wind for mother funners.
Look, they have 10-pin bowling, they've got mini golf, they've got laser tag, all these sorts of things in one premises.
Oh, and this is in Mandurah, is it?
It's not yet, but it is apparently. I hope I'm not talking too far out of school there. But we've sort of used this model of basically 2 weeks of intensive training. They do a week on the job in the Holy Moly establishment.
Yep.
And then they pick the people out of that they want to give jobs to, and they pick up most of the people.
And
we've recently done a similar model with the atrium in Mandurah, and we're looking to expand that out across the other hospitality businesses in Mandurah.
Fantastic.
So huge job opportunities in that particular industry.
And that's really great to know, because I actually work very closely with the Rockingham Youth Centre. And I meet many young people who are just starting out in their career, and they might want part-time work whilst they're, studying, whilst they're doing maybe a bridging course, or they're going to uni. And hospitality, I think, is one of those industries where it's always busy.
Yep. Well, this skill set gives people everything they need to get started. They do their basic barista training, responsible service of alcohol, basically all the stuff they need.
Customer service, I should imagine, is huge.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, fantastic. And so if somebody wants to register for that course, how do they get in touch with you? How do we find you? I know how to find you, but our listeners might not.
Look, probably the easy way, actually come and pop into our office at 191 Mandurah Terrace and have a chat to our trainers about what we've got coming up and what's available. Or you can go onto our website, which is www.skillstrategies.edu.au.
Great. Okay.
Or, give us a call.
Lovely. And may I ask you to throw out that telephone number? What's the best number to maybe call you on?
Look, I'll give out my personal number so you can get hold of me.
Wow, thank you. No pressure.
So 0421 792 451. And I'm happy to have a chat to you about what's going on. I give that number at the moment because with COVID, I can't promise who's going to be in the office, but I'll be able to direct you in the right direction.
Yeah, because you've been managing a little bit of a hybrid model, should we say, working remotely and and in the offices as well at the moment due to what's going on.
We've been doing a lot of stuff basically by dual delivery. So we've sort of got things set up so people can come into the office, and at the same time people can be sort of watching on our courses and that sort of thing from outside the office, if they're not confident about the current, dare I say it, unprecedented times.
Yes, absolutely. And I must admit that is actually quite a fun thing to do, but it gives people that kind of sense of security. If they choose at the moment that they'd rather not have a face-to-face delivery model, they can go online and they can join your Facebook group. Is that how they would actually follow?
Yes, they can. Well, we've got a Facebook page, which is Skills Strategies International Mandurah.
Great.
With the entrepreneurship, I also run a group which is EFS Mandurah. You do need to be approved to come into that group, but I mean that's a simple process which people are used to on Facebook.
Well, I know when I came along and delivered the Learning LinkedIn, which is, I say, an essential tool in your career toolbox. We did a hybrid model of face-to-face delivery, and it was online. And I think these days it's pretty well received that people actually have the option to do one or the other.
Yeah, look, right at the moment, I think we're probably seeing more people come in on the online stuff.
Yep.
But I think as we sort of continue on and people get that bit more confidence, they'll be back in the office and we'll be here waiting for them.
Fantastic. And the other benefit is as well, if you're at home and you've got, kids sleeping and one thing and the other, or you're a busy parent, that you can actually watch it a little bit later, the recording a little bit later in the day or at the weekend. That's good to say.
Totally. And I mean, some of our bigger courses, we do a lot of stuff around adult education and training and assessment. One of our most popular sort of courses at the moment actually runs, don't quote me on this, but I think it's 4 till 7 in the evenings.
Okay.
So people who want to do that course can sneak out of work a little bit early, do their course and be eating dinner with their family afterwards.
And that's brilliant, especially if you want to get into that training space as well. So whether it's training and development, is it the Cert 4?
Yes,
Yes, it's the Cert 4.
Training and assessment. We also do a dual diploma in adult education.
Brilliant.
So if people are wanting to get into that training industry, and look, we're always looking for experts in various fields.
Yep.
If there's a demand for the work in particularly the Mandurah area, I'm interested.
Fantastic.
But,
Great stuff. Well, I'm so grateful that you came on the show today. And so once again, I'm just going to say, if anybody wants to find out about either your, webinars or your face-to-face workshops, jump online, Skills Strategies International Mandurah. And that's where they'll find you. And you very kindly gave out your number earlier, which is pretty special. So, talk to Kynan. He's one of the friendliest, kindest people I've come across in business. You're always very accommodating, welcoming, helpful. You're such a patient, understanding person. So if anyone does want to get in touch, they're in good hands. I can say that for definite. So thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to actually go to...
Alison.
Oh, you are more than welcome. And I'm looking forward to working with you again throughout 2022. And singing your praises and, referring as many people as possible. But you'll have to come back as well later in the year just to keep us updated, keep us abreast of what's going on.
Oh, I'd love to.
Fantastic. Thanks ever so much. And now we're going to go to a little bit of Beyonce and Jay-Z, Crazy in Love.